Right, is there any one of your teammates that you would look up to as a mentor?
There's a lot of experienced players in the team. Leroy's someone that you always look to, in the changing rooms. He's well experienced as an outside back, and even now he's in the middle. So he's always got some little tips and tricks for me. Jake's a very smart player, so there's always something to learn from him, and there's always something that he wants me doing. And then probably Swifty as well, just being a well experienced winger, so I can pick bits and bobs up with him, even though I argue with him about certain things. But yeah.
What do you argue with him about?
Sometimes I just want him to just get to the middle of the field.
Oh.
So I can have a carry.
Not very exciting. Got to have a bit of controversy then. A couple of you regarding your current injury status. So what is your injury and how long are you out for, and what game do you think you will be back for?
So my injury it's just we call it a stress response in my ankle. I'm fit to play this week, I'm pretty sure. I think I'm available. So just depending on team selection and squad fitness and things like that. Could be this week.
Well, obviously we've got Swifty and Sam also at the moment playing well. Does that make your job harder to get back in when you're fit?
Yeah, I've just like I usually would. I just go and train hard, and hopefully I can weasel my way back in there at some point.
Very good. Who's the hardest trainer at the club, and who's the biggest slacker?
So the hardest trainers.
You can be honest as well. We can edit it out.
There's a few boys. I'd probably say it's a mixture between Yatesy, Harry Rushton, and Ashton. Ashton's got this ridiculous thing where he just needs to beat everyone. So we have these things called a pit. So it's like during pre-season, it's our training session on our days off. And Ashton waits till everyone else has finished theirs so he can see the scores and then beat everyone.
You mentioned Harry Rushton there, obviously just signed a new long-term deal. That's good news for the club, isn't it? Yeah,
definitely. He's a young lad, but in the changing rooms, he's one of them what holds a bit of weight, and like I say, just the way he trains is what stands out. It's I always love a middle. What works really hard, it just makes you want to do your job even better because they do such a tough job as it is.
Mm-hmm. It was good to see him back as well on the weekend. What other sports have you enjoyed in the past, and when?
You didn't say what slacker.
Oh, sorry, slacker. Yes. No, you're not going
to I'll let you have a guess.
No. We don't see them day in, day out, you do.
I'm trying to think if I can think of.
I'm going to do it again. Oh, you missed that one. What other sports have you enjoyed in the past, and when and why did you decide that rugby league was the game for you?
I've been playing rugby since I was 6 years old, and I don't know, probably around that time when I decided that I wanted to be a Hull KR player, being a Hull lad. So I was always dying to play for Hull KR. And then I saw when I did sort of lose a bit of love for it, I turned to boxing, which was I'd love to still do boxing now alongside it. I love boxing. I probably prefer boxing to rugby, but just there's not much of a clear pathway for me with that. Other sports I've done, I did a little bit of judo, I did football, but I've got 2 left feet.
I had that problem.
Yeah.
And a belly.
I've done all sorts. Not just sports. I've also done musical theatre. I did a little bit of dancing, and I also did.
What? Musical theatre?
I can't dance.
Well, you might not be able to dance.
And I've also done scouts. Mum was trying to get rid of me a lot while I was younger.
I was just about to ask that. Did your parents not want you around? You mentioned playing for Hull KR. That actually leads me on nicely to my next question. Were you red and white or black and white growing up?
Yeah, I was red and white. Oh, well, I am. Well, yeah, that was what I support. I do like to watch the derbies, but you know, when I play OKR, there's nobody I want to beat more. It's a big game for me.
So that must have grounded you even more when you had to leave them. Then did you ever get to play the derby? Or?
No, never played a derby. Never got selected for the academy derbies or anything like that. I've never.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh well. I wish I get to play them for us. Hopefully. What is your favourite and least favourite ground to play on? I don't say expand on why.
I do really like playing at our place. Castleford's a bit of a bog, so I don't quite, and really tight pitch, but it's shorter, so it's quite. You don't have to run as far. OKR's a bit of a bog and really big and windy, so that can, you know, when they have players like Jordan Abdul, I was lucky enough not to play against him last year, but you know, when he puts some swelling kicks up in the wind, it can be a really horrible place to go.
Were you a teammate of him when you were at OKR?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
So yeah, did you ever benefit from those kicks?
I think he was playing centre when I was there. He wasn't playing 6 or 7.
And are there any set of fans you don't like playing in front of?
Not Super League, but Featherstone. Featherstone were really horrible. There was, you know, you're so close to them, and I think that all sorts of slurs about my mum and things like that. No. And you know, they're not known for being the kindest of fans.
No, they're not the friendliest bunch, are they, over there? That was just the chairman, though. You're right, probably why, yeah. Who are the boyhood heroes, either rugby players or boxers?
So it's a bit of a strange one, really, because I was so in love with OKR. So there was a lot of OKR wingers that I really enjoyed watching, and I've got to meet most of them. So I liked Ben Cockayne, Dave Hodgson as well, who I got coached by. Yeah. And then as I sort of learned about the NRL a bit more, I really liked watching Greg Inglis and Tui Vasashek. Mm-hmm. So that's probably the ones for me. Not so much boxers. Boxers it's pretty recent for me.
Right.
I do have a favourite boxer. Probably it's Marvin Hagler, which is
Marvin Hagler.
Yeah, marvellous Marvin.
Marvellous. So what was there one particular player or person from when you were growing up, just getting into rugby, that was the biggest influence on you?
When I got taken to my first rugby session, I really did not want to do it. My mum dragged me there kicking and screaming, and then I had to sit on the sidelines, and then the coach just really sort of warmed me into it, and then, you know, it just took off from there. But it's definitely my mum. Everything that I've done it's always been my mum dragging me to these things. Even coming back to rugby.
When you said dragging, you make it sound like you didn't actually want to.
There was a lot of things that musical theatre or like.
There can't be many rugby players who are involved in musical theatre, though.
No, definitely something that I didn't want to be involved in. I know I'm not doing too badly today, but I hate speaking in front of crowds and things like that, just because I don't know if it's something, I think it's something underlying from that, just a bit of trauma.
We're a friendly bunch here, anyway. Are you aware that Giants do a pantomime, or they used to do a pantomime?
I have just been shown pictures of that.
You'll definitely be putting your name down.
Oh yeah, keen.
They didn't do it this year, no. Janice, we'll get on to them. We've got somebody now.
Get us back.
Again, apologies we didn't have Kieran with us, but I think Elliott's been a good substitution for him as well himself. So ladies and gentlemen, Elliott Wallis.